NFL playoffs, Cincinnati Bangladeshi and Buffalo Bill win in Wild Card Weekend. This was a playoff performance that fans of the New England Patriots had grown accustomed to seeing. Sadly for them, they were for once on the receiving end of a quarterback masterclass in their 47-17 defeat by the Buffalo Bills. For Tom Brady and Gronkowski read Josh Allen and Dawson Knox, the quarterback and tight end combining for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns, both of which came in the first quarter as the Bills took an early lead that they never looked like relinquishing. In the final count, Allen had more touchdown passes than incompletions, but it was with his legs that he made an initial impact, rushing for 41 yards on the opening drive to set up the field position from where he connected with Knox to open the scoring. They went on to score a touchdown on every single one of their possessions, bar the kneel down to cap the game in the final minute, as well as the 5 passing touchdowns. Gabriel Davis, Emmanuel Sanders and Tommy Doyle the other recipients. There were 2 scores for the running back Devin Singletary, who went for 81 yards as he benefited from the hesitation in the Patriots defense brought about by Allen's early foray. The temperature at kickoff was -14 C, the breath of the players visible, so this never felt like it would be an expansive passing game, but having earned the right to play with the early runs of Allen and Singletary, the passing game became more expansive. Allen finished with 308 yards through the air, his touchdown pass to Sanders being a particularly impressive 34-yard rocket. On the other side of the ball, the Bills' defense gave Mac Jones little time to get anything going. He was let down by his receivers, with a number of drops blighting the opening the drive before he was picked off in the end zone. That was as close as they got to a touchdown in the first half. As well as keeping Jones in check, the Bills were able to stuff the run game, with a solitary field goal being the only New England points by halftime as the Bills won it with a 27-3 lead. The Patriots managed a touchdown in the third and fourth quarters, both from Kendrick Bourne, but never came within 4 scores of their opponent. When Doyle, the 6 feet 8 inches offensive tackle, reported as an eligible receiver and promptly had a 1-yard touchdown grab, it almost felt cruel. For the Patriots, if Mac Jones being in the playoffs shows how far the team have come under Bill Belichick this season, this defeat served up a reminder of how far they still need to go to reestablish themselves as the preeminent team in the AFC. The Bills won their final 4 games to clinch their 2nd consecutive division title. After losing 35 of 40 meetings to New England from 2000 to 2019, Buffalo have now beaten the Patriots in 4 of their past 5 meetings. And last night, Sean McDermott, the Bills head coach, and Allen have made a strong case that it is the Bills who are the team to beat in the AFC. Earlier, Joe Burrow, the Cincinnati Bengals quarterback, enhanced his burgeoning reputation after winning a playoff game at the first attempt and leading the Bengals to their first postseason win in more than 3 decades. Burrow, 25, threw for 244 yards and 2 touchdowns in the 26-19 win over the Las Vegas Raiders, but it was his metronomic passing in a drive that took up half of the fourth quarter and set up the field goal that moved them decisively 2 scores ahead, that caught the eye. It may be little over a week till their next playoff win. It certainly won't be another 31 years. It was also a first playoff game in the career of Derek Carr, the Raiders quarterback, the difference being that this was Carr's 8th year in the NFL. He has played 101 more games than his opposite number last night, but he will have to wait another 12 months for a chance to match his number of playoff appearances. Between the 2 franchises there had been a 50-year combined wait for a playoff win. The Raiders had gone 19 years, so something had to give, and from the early exchanges it seemed destined that it would be the younger man's night. It was Burrow who landed the first proper blow on the Bengals' first drive. The Raiders had gone 51 yards in just over 5.5 minutes on the game's opening drive, but had only a field goal to show for their effort. Burrow found the going a touch easier, moving down the field with big plays to Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase before capping things with a 7-yard touchdown pass to his tight end C.J. Uzomah. The Bengals kicked 2 field goals, the Raiders won, before the game sprung to life right at the end of the half. On the first play after the 2-minute warning, Burrow rolled right all the way to sideline and managed to get the ball off before his foot came down out of bounds. Tyler Boyd hauled in the 10-yard pass in the end zone. In response, Carr, using his legs as well as his arm, took the Raiders 75 yards in 1 minute 38 seconds, rounding off the drive with a 14-yard pass to Zay Jones, who leapt higher than his man to claim the touchdown. That made it 20-13 in the Bengals' favor at halftime. In the third quarter, only another Bengals field goal from Evan McPherson advanced the score, to which Daniel Carlson, the Raiders kicker, answered in kind at the start of the fourth quarter to make it a 7-point game. Then Burrow embarked on that 7 minutes 31 seconds drive, in which Chase, one of the favorites to be named Rookie of the Year after his 1,455-yard 13-touchdown rookie season, came to the fore as ball retention became the aim. The wide receiver finished the game with 116 yards receiving and 22 on the ground. Like Burrow, the LSU alum was not fazed by playing the biggest game in the franchise's history since a decade before he was born. The Raiders scored a field goal, but then the Bengals spurned the chance to close out the game and were forced to punt, giving Carr one last chance. In the end, it came down to 3 red zone plays from the 9-yard line, the first 2 of which were incomplete passes, the third was intercepted. It would have been a remarkable comeback in a season in which they have made a habit of them. But at the end of a year of too many off-field attractions, it was an achievement in itself for Rich Bisaccia, the interim head coach, to lead the Raiders to make the playoffs. Carr's future in Las Vegas depends on who the franchise decides to go with as their next head coach. Either way, he must wait another year for his second taste of playoff football.